Hello, my name is Sophie and I'm making a how-to video explaining the different types of film editing techniques and its principles. First of all, I'm going to talk about creating specific meaning through the use of collage, tempo and timing, which are major aspects to creating a good film. Joining images is known for being descriptive and analytical from joining one image to the next. A good example of this is in the film Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock describes this as assembling images. He quotes, "We couldn't just film a naked woman being stabbed to death. It had to be done impressionistically. So it was done with a little piece of film. The head, the feet, the hands. In this section, there was around 78 pieces of film in 45 seconds. All of these elements is what creates suspense for a psychological thriller. This is also impacted on timing and pace. The faster the shot, the more it makes the scene dramatic, exciting and full of suspense, in contrast to a slower shot, making the audience feel more at ease, giving it more of an atmospherical feel to the movie. However, timing and pace can also have a physical reaction as well as a visual. This is why it is so important in some scenes to add this effect. This intervenes with the tempo of the music. Space between each beat can indicate what happens. This is usually used with two clips. For example, if you were to do a romantic comedy, you would have a man and a woman about to meet each other. Each shoot would become closer together. All these elements combine together to create a surreal effect for the audience. The second aspect I'm going to be talking about is story-centered editing and the construction of meaning. Shot reverse shot is an editing technique that appears in most films. It normally consists of two or more people having a conversation. The whole point of this is so that the audience can see each character's individual reaction so they can get more involved in the feeling and the surroundings of the film from each person's point of view. Broadwell David Thompson Kirsten describes shot reverse shot as a film where one character is shown, normally off-screen, and at another character, and then the other character is shown looking back at the first character. Since the characters are shown facing in the opposite direction, the viewer unconsciously assumes that they are looking at each other. Similarly, each eye-line match creates order and meaning in a scene. Eye-line refers to the trajectory of the looking eye. For example, when a character looks into off-screen audience, the viewers expect to see what he or she is looking at in the character's point of view through their eyes. Cutaways is described a short shot in a film that shows something that is not happening in the main scene, so it's something happening at the same time, and we do this to avoid a jump cut of the same person. When talking about arranging the order of events, it is important to know the order of sequence that the events take place in a story. It helps the audience to understand the importance of each event. Alfred Hitchcock describes the arranging of events as pure cinematic, the assembly of film and how it can be changed to create a different idea. He shows an example of himself looking at a woman and a baby and smiles. This automatically portrays him as kind and loving gentleman, but then in contrast he shows the exact same man looking now at a woman in a bikini. This now appears to the audience that he is not innocent and he is a dirty old man.
Now the third way is what one might call pure cinematics, the assembly of film, and how it can be changed to create a different idea. Now we have a close-up. Let me show what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees, and he smiles. Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. He's sympathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini, he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man. He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's the difference. That's what film.
And to finish off this section, I'm going to talk about editing and spaces and time. This is where you use editing techniques to show the audience that time has passed. I'm going to talk about the topic, creating meaning outside of the story. Firstly, I'm going to talk about continuity. This refers to arranging the sequence of shots and scenes so that action can run smoothly without any visual jumps between shots. This establishes a sense of story and significant effect for the viewer. Secondly, the 180-degree rule. This means that the camera should stay on one side of the 180-degree line to ensure consistent relationship between objects to the right and the left of the action. In effect, this shows what both characters are doing from normally one point of view. This occurs a lot in many films, which not only helps to build tension, but if there is an important scene which holds an important background, then this technique may commonly be used. And lastly, Soviet montage. Soviet montage is creating a symbolic meaning through the positioning of shots next to each other through montage editing. In effect, this is meant to manipulate the minds of the viewer. Thanks for listening.